Association meeting for March 13th, 2024. We will start off with association reports and look at that. Stephanie's right there in front. So if you could start off, just announce who you are.
Okay.
And then start with your reports.
Sure. My name is Stephanie. I'm going to first talk about cheer.
Louder, please. I'm
gosh, poor
sorry.
Stephanie.
I'm doing that to her. I'm
Every
sorry. I can't hear you.
Oh.
Our cheer team is the Rebels Extreme. We are part of West Carroll. We are halfway through our season. We actually have 2 competitive teams this year. We just left national championship last weekend. Our level 3.1 took national championship title again. It's 2 years from now, yeah.
Great.
And then our level 1, they came in second. So, but they are all brand new cheerleaders.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Registrations are open for that. They'll be open till the end of June. So
Okay.
that's where we are with cheer. And then I'll move on to football. Football did change to the CCYFCL this year. Their registrations are also open. Registrations are a little bit different because there will be a team for each age group. So we have a 6U, 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U. And so far, it's already, looks like it's going well. We have 50 kids registered, and that is not normal for us. So looks like people are happy. And then softball, practices are starting this week. We have 105 girls registered, 3 8U teams, 3 10U teams, 2 12U teams, 1 14U team, and 1 high school team. So, again, practices will start this week. Their first fundraiser is going to be a golf tournament. I think that's all they got going on right now.
And football registration, that's open until June as well.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Stephanie? All right, next. Who wants to come up? Okay. Go ahead, Bill.
It's nice to see everybody so eager.
Let's see. Hello, Bill Rose with FSK Junior Eagles Soccer. Let me pull up my email. All right, so as of yesterday, we have 418 players signed up for 36 teams.
Jesus.
Everything from clinic to high school. That's actually in the almost 10 plus years I've been with soccer, that's the most we've ever had. We're going to be having a scrimmage fest on March 23rd. That'll have all our URSL teams involved. Opening day, which will have all URSL and in-house teams involved, is April 6th. New things for 2024 is we're having a free spring goalie training. There's the spring and the season picnic coming up as soon as the season's over. There'll be 2 summer camps scheduled. Andy Hicks and some of the future Eagles with the Future Eagle Soccer Academy. I think some of the high school boys will help run with that as well. And Kyle put some side notes in here that he spoke to you about the goals on field 2 or the goal areas.
Yeah, all torn up, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I have for soccer.
I've got a question for you. For the spring end-of-season picnic, it's going to be at Roberts Mill?
Pardon me?
Is that going to be at Roberts Mill?
most likely.
Okay, do you know what date? Is that gonna be on a Saturday or Sunday? Because I wanna make sure the pavilions
will-
are reserved for you.
That I will have to double check
Okay.
with Kyle.
Okay, yeah, let me know and I'll make sure those are reserved for you, just in case.
Okay,
I don't want you showing up and then people are having a birthday party there. And you go, whoops.
no problem.
Yeah.
Who does the scheduling for the 36 teams? Like, where are we putting these kids? Are they running up and down 140?
Which,
we're running out of
we're
space.
utilizing, Roberts Mill, the skate park, and Northwest. I think they've squeezed, we used to just have 2 fields over at Northwest. I think they now have 6.
Oh, okay.
On the schedule that Kyle sent me, I don't know if there was an agreement that was made with softball, but he had blocked out those fields for softball exclusive use, I think only. That's what I remember seeing on the schedule.
Okay. I know they've been doing a lot of field
yeah, for spring.
rearranging, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's got it. As far as I know, they were still gonna use the skate park, but they might have, I missed the last meeting, so they might have figured something else out.
All those
But I
teams,
know
we
they're,
need more fields.
yeah. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I was kind of, when he sent me that information for the meeting today, it was kind of, I mean, I remember when I first became president, we hit like 350, but 400 plus, and there's still late registrations coming in.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be a lot of kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah. All right. Anybody have any
Guys.
questions for Bill?
thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Next. Hello.
Hello. Tisha Tracy Miller for baseball. We have approximately 300 signed up for baseball. I don't know if my numbers are correct. I believe it's 8 T-ball. I do know there are 4, I think there are 4 8U, there are 4 10U, 2 12U, and then I think 2 of the older teams as well. I don't have the exact numbers on those, but that's close. Opening day is April 6th, just like soccer. Couple of issues that, that we were discussing the other night. The big field, the PA system's still not working.
Okay, I'll get that checked out.
And the scoreboard was blinking the other day. I know you had said the last time that the electrical had been fixed, but I thought you ought to know that it's still not quite, so,
Okay, we'll get that checked out.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the DPW guys have fixed, are going to get, like, protector basically on that.
Yes.
Yeah, like a net and the frame for it and all of that. So that way, I know it's not your players that are doing that, but other people.
Right.
They go down there and a lot of them are adults and they just whack those balls
Yeah.
out there and, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll help protect it.
That'll help that a lot,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a drainage problem also on, between Field 5 and Field 4. Everything drains down from Field 5, comes down, and it completely floods Field 4. So, thought we should mention that. I didn't know if there was anything, if anybody could look into that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's always been drainage issues.
Right,
Like
yeah.
Field 2 washes out
Oh, yeah,
too
yeah.
with heavy rain, so.
Yeah, Field 4 was underwater the other day. It was pretty.
Oh, my gosh.
So a request was made that, see if there's anything in the budget to redo Field 4, just the infield, just like you're doing on the big field. And it's a smaller project, so we didn't know if that could be put on the budget sometime.
Let me check with the contractor. I'll ask if he'll throw it in while he's doing one.
Sure, yeah, either.
For free or at a steep discount. Doesn't hurt to ask.
Smaller base path, so it's, the infield is much smaller than the larger field, so it shouldn't cost nearly as much as what the big field did, so.
Yeah. And it's more easily accessible too. I
Right.
mean, really to get into. Okay.
Yeah, I know at one time there was some drain tile that was purchased and it was in the sea container. And I don't know if that ever got installed, if it's still up there or not. It's the container between 4 and 5.
Okay,
So it'd be something to check out too, because they might already have some stuff that just has to get put in.
right, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll check that out too.
Okay, yeah, let me know. I mean, I don't know if it would be as easy a solution as just digging a swale in there.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think, if it's that much that it's underwater coming off of 5, then a swale isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, of course, the other day, there was a tremendous amount of rain, so,
Yes.
but it was definitely, it was going over, pretty much over through, third base.
Okay. All right, I'll check into those things. I'll get back to you.
And the only other thing is fundraising. Well, we have a couple of fundraising things that have not quite been scheduled yet, but the discount cards for businesses around town are out. Has been posted on our Facebook page and on the Taneytown page. So if anybody sees those, if they're interested, there's contact information there.
Okay, all right, great. And I'll share those, share all the fundraisers out on the Parks and Rec page. Let's see what we
That's
can do.
all I
with
have.
that. Okay.
Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You good? All right, thanks. And that is it for our reports.
Oh,
Lorena,
I'm
you
sorry,
have-
I do have lacrosse, yes.
Okay,
Mhm,
you have
Okay.
lacrosse.
Let's see, so they have a girls' team at every level. They've got a boys' team for the first time in 4 years at the first and second grade level, so that's awesome, yeah. They have approximately 65 players this season. They are selling spirit wear, and we'll be having a fundraiser at Flood Zone, and they'll provide that info on the bless you, on that fundraiser when they have that, so we can help them publicize that. And they'll provide a schedule to us as soon as it's finalized, so that's pretty much it. And then they put in a request to have the grass cut on the football fields and the practice field on Thursdays, so just, bless you, just verify that with
Okay.
Eckers mowing to make sure that that's taken care of then.
Okay,
And that's what we've got.
that's all we've got. Okay, then let's, I guess, jump into old business. Do you
Okay.
just want to?
Yeah, sure, I'll just roll with it.
Okay.
All right, so update on various construction and improvement projects in the park. We are trying to finish Bollinger between the rain. I know that's not gonna affect any athletics. We are waiting on the State Board of Public Works approval on the program open space grant funding for that softball field lighting at THS Park. Before I can schedule that. Contractors are standing by. So things move very slowly at the state level and higher, so as soon as I get that approval, we're a go. So I don't know how useful it's gonna be for the spring season. By the time they get those lights in, it's gonna be lighter out longer, but they'll be in definitely for the fall, which will be a big help there, for sure. So I think that's it. That affects athletics. Update on fiscal year 2024 approved assistance requests and projects. Contractors should be working on baseball field 1 within the next few weeks. That should only take a day or 2 at most, they said, depending on the weather, of course. And again, I'll follow up with them and see if they can do anything for us for Field 4. Department of Public Works, they've got that small soccer area next to the shed on their list to grade out. Again, whenever the ground dries up enough for them to get equipment out there without really tearing up the ground. And yes, meeting Kyle tomorrow at the soccer fields out there to go over just the general condition of the fields, see what we can do to try to continue improving them in whatever time window we have between all the usage. And I know it's really rough because your numbers are increasing, the field demand is high. It's not like we can ask you, okay, we'll just completely close this field off for 2 months while we, overseed it and let that all germinate, I mean, it's really tough to get it fit in, but we'll see what we can do. Whatever we can do, we're gonna try it. Update on the Memorial Park expansion project. Speaking of additional fields, we are waiting on approval from Carroll County Forest Conservation and for State Highway to put their approval for that connector road in writing. We're gonna ask for our final site plan approval, once we have those, from our planning commission on March 25th. Then we'll need to convey a floodplain easement deed and forest conservation easement deed to the county. And then once that's all recorded, we'll go ahead and release our RFP. So hoping to do that by late spring and then get started on the construction this fall. So I know originally we were looking forward to maybe getting on those fields this fall, but I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. But that's okay, because if we get the construction, and I think it'll move quickly, and get those fields ready and seeded and get that germinated, then they'll have some time to grow and get established for a little while, and maybe springtime, we'll see what they look like, and we can get out there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Morton Buildings, y'all have seen the revised. Thanks for all your feedback and suggestions, it's good. So they've got those revised plans for the building. They are gonna be starting their geotechnical ground survey for where the building's gonna be located soon. So they're ready to go whenever we say. They're only gonna take probably 2 months to get that building put up and ready to go. But the bigger picture project is gonna have to be timed, and they're gonna work with whomever the awarded contractor is to make sure everything is timed right. So that way they don't have, and they're working with trying to get their building up while, the contractor's doing what they need to do or what have you. But I think everybody is hoping that it's gonna be really nice and done quickly. I'm hoping the same, because I know that the demand for the field space is just, it's heavy. So we need to alleviate that as much as we can. And then I think, excuse me, as soon as we get that situated, we need to start looking at trying to fit in some more baseball fields wherever we can. I know that the owners of Mountain Brook, and that's the property that's right next to the expansion area in the back there, have agreed to donate 4 or 5 acres to us to put in a couple of smaller baseball fields there. And that would be great if we could get that so that the timing works out while the expansion project is under construction. Excuse me, but I don't know that it is. So, excuse me, worst case is that, oh, I'm so sorry. There we go with the allergies, But worst case, maybe we just get rough in a couple of fields over at Festival Park off of Stumptown. So that way, there's something, for you to use. And I think the drainage out there is actually decent, so it won't be washed away. Yeah. But we'll see, what we can do on that. Let's see, check out how much it would cost. Maybe we can get a huge group of volunteers together maybe and get it done for very little. So we'll see.
Do you think maybe get that field in behind the field one like they were talking about before that too?
I don't know. Now that we've pulled that merry-go-round, the broken merry-go-round out of there, it opens up even a little more space. So it's possible. In that location, though, I'd like to see a more finished field, if you will, as opposed to just like kind of rough fields over at Festival Park. So we're talking about, a higher cost for that at that location. But it's definitely something to be considered. I'm keeping that space open for a field there. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I think they were talking about a T-ball field there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way, at least there would be 2 T-ball dedicated, T-ball fields there. So we'll see. We gotta squeeze them in wherever we can. Yeah. So that's all I have on that project and extra fields. And then update on fiscal year 2025 assistance requests and projects. I was able to get almost all of the requests into the upcoming budget. And that includes for football, a couple of bleacher sets, some LED lights for the practice field, repair the fencing I put in there, Football and lacrosse, field line sprayer and some paint. And I think they had a couple of other things as well. Soccer, we've got, of course, always the field improvement that's on there every year. And then some additional lights out there as well for fields 2, 4, and then an exterior light on the shed. For softball, the nail drag and lime or line sprayer, whichever one you decide to go with. And then we're replacing that backstop at Field 3, so that there's a higher fence there to protect those houses on George Street. Taneytown baseball, additional lights on Field 3, additional lights on Fields 4 and 5. The tree and brush removal near Field 1. I'm talking about as you're coming into Field 1 on the left there between the road and the cemetery. It's just, yeah, it's bad. So, yes, yeah. So we're gonna have that cleared out. I'd like to leave a couple of the big trees, you know. I don't want to completely strip it all down to the ground. So we'll leave enough so that it looks nice, but it'll all be cleaned out and all that scrub will be taken out, yeah, so. That when, if balls go up there, it won't be. Right, exactly. It won't be a quest or just give them up, you know? And then I think you guys had also requested some outfield fencing repair and gate repairs on fields 1, 3, 4, and 5. So, and all of this is flexible. If something comes up during this budget year that is like an emergency or all of us, it's a higher priority now than one of the other things, let me know. And then we can, you know, work around that. So try to do as much as we can. But the budget workshop is tentatively scheduled, I think, for March 27th. Hopefully that'll be adopted in May. So then after that's adopted, we can start getting things lined up for after July 1st when the budget kicks in. Start going full steam ahead. I'll be in touch with everyone as we get closer to that date, just to reconfirm and get, you know, schedules situated so that we're not interfering with our work with what you've got going on there. And also get things ordered if they're, you know, equipment or what have you. And I think that's all I have then on old business. Anybody have any questions on any of that? Okay.
Right. New business it is.
Yeah. Good Sportsmanship Month. I sent out an email to everybody. March is Good Sportsmanship Month. And if any of you have any athletes or coaches, volunteers, anybody that you want to recognize for this on our Facebook page, let me know and I'll be happy to highlight them. I know that basically, you know, good sportsmanship comes down to kindness, respect, integrity, cooperation, self-control, positive attitude. And also, you know this better than I am preaching to the choir here, that adults really set the tone for that. And not just coaches and leaders and volunteers, but parents as well. And I just want to thank you all for everything you do for our youth and helping them become good sportsmen and women because you're really helping to shape that generation for the better of our community. So appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, we all thank you. It's a lot of time.
Yes.
People don't see that, you know.
Yes,
'cause they all
unpaid,
go home, but no.
unpaid time and effort, a lot of
You
time.
spend most of your time on a field of some sort. Yeah. It's a lot, so thank you for everything you do.
And that's all I have.
Okay, so is there additional like association member comments or discussions that you need to bring to Lorena's attention? If you do, come on down. No? Okay.
The old berms at Roberts Mill.
Yes.
I know we had talked about that
Yes.
before, but why couldn't they be turned into more fields?
They are, well, first of all, the berm has rocks all in it. Not that that would present a problem if you had, you know, a good contractor in there and just demoing that and leveling it out. For some reason, Carroll County stormwater, or the stormwater, they don't, because of all the water that comes down off that Creekside development and into the park.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they've used that as part of their
Right, yes,
irrigation.
right, which is why we were okay in putting the dog park in because we didn't touch any grading or leveling it out or anything. We just put up a fence and nothing, was blocking that. So, I don't know, I mean, because where the berm is, it is level from like the basketball court over to a certain point.
Right.
And then you
And
start
then you
seeing all the
start-
divots from the stormwater and everything coming in. I mean, I'm wondering if maybe we could squeeze something in there, maybe?
Might be
Something,
at least big enough for a clinic field.
right.
Just an idea, just trying to use up every square acre.
Yeah.
Square
You're
inch.
gonna have to, yeah.
Let me
you're gonna
check
have
into
to.
that. I don't want to make any promises because this is recorded. I don't know who at the county watches these things. Just kidding, but. So, yeah, let me check into that and I'll get back to you on that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Anybody else for any comments, discussions? All right, any public comment? Going once, going twice, all right. So our next meeting, looks like it is scheduled for May 15th. Are we good on that? May, believe it or not, yes.
Yeah.
At 6:30, right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing for soccer.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So, so we're having our fishing derby on Saturday, May 4th. Wance Chevrolet is having their annual yard sale the same day. Are you guys having a game that day? I know you're running the snack shack for us. Okay, I'm gonna check with him tomorrow when we meet out there because I'm just imagining this traffic
Craziness.
parking nightmare. Yeah,
Craziness.
yeah. I know. We better let them know.
May 4th.
Yes, Saturday, May 4th. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
Yeah,
Sorry
who
about
would have
that.
thought, no, when you're in March and you're thinking, oh my, yeah,
Oh.
May. So our next meeting is going to be May 15th, right here, starting at 6:30. So that is it. So if you don't have anything else, then thank you so much for coming, giving us your updates.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And,
coming.
Yep, and
Thank
we
you
will
for all
see
your
you
hard
in
work.
May. How crazy. Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks again. All right. You good, Lorena? Did you need some water before we go into? Okay. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board meeting for March 13th. Please note the members that are unable to be here tonight, but we do have a quorum, so we're good. Did everybody receive a copy of the minutes? And that would be from, our special time together on February 14th. Did everybody get a chance to look those over? If you're good with that, I will take a motion to accept the minutes.
Move to accept the minutes as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All right. All in favor of approving the minutes from February 14th, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. We are good. All right. I hate to do it to you, Lorena. Looks like you're going to be talking a lot. Are you sure? Are you sure you're
Yes,
good?
I'm ready this time, yeah.
Okay.
Take a sip before you start.
So, I
Really?
mean, you have pretty much, given us the updates on
Right.
Bollinger, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll just
So
roll
go
through it
ahead.
again.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you.
So Bollinger Park, we just have a few things to do out there, like stripe the parking lot, put some more boulders around the parking lot as the bumper border, if you will. There's a pipe, an outflow pipe out of the bottom part of the trail that needs to be cut back. There's one section along the trail that's retaining a lot of water, so I guess maybe it's a blessing in disguise that we've had all this rain, so we've identified it. So that needs to have some infill and some regrading, get that fixed up. And the Ramble Trail, that's the important thing. We've got to get the Ramble Trails cut out. And of course, with all this rain, the contractor can't even get any equipment out there because it just sinks in. Just walking out there, you're just thinking you've got, 3 inches of mud on your shoes. People have been going out there anyway. We have put up no trespassing signs. We put up posts with a chain across it. People are just taking things down and just kind of breaking in anyway. We are putting up signs, additional signs that state that the park is not finished and open yet. Please don't use for your own safety. The city is not liable for any damages or injuries that result as from the use of the park before it's opened. The police are actively patrolling that. They've increased their patrols. We had reinforced posts with the chain across the entrance. An officer checked at 3:30 a.m. This morning. It was fine. At 7:05, it was fine. By 11, somebody had knocked it all down, and they were in there. So, yeah, and somebody was out there again this afternoon, just parked and out there. So one of the officers, went out there to ask them to please leave. The main concern is just it's safety. When the park is finished, we will certainly open it as quickly as we can. We want it to be open just as much as everybody else does, believe me, and try to get those grants closed out, get that money reimbursed. So if the weather cooperates, we're hoping to get it finished and open by the end of the month. Stay tuned for the grand opening ribbon cutting ceremony announcement. If there looks like there's going to be a delay on opening it because of scheduling that ribbon cutting ceremony, then we're just going to go ahead and open it and then have the ceremony later,
Yeah.
When schedules
That makes
allow.
sense.
Yeah, because we have to get that open as quickly as possible. The cameras are hopefully going to be live online this week. I know Dan with IT and Gettle and Rodkey have been working together
That's good.
this week to get those up. So at least with that, when we have virtual eyes out there, we'll be able to see people going in and out.
Right.
And as soon as we see that, we can send an officer out there and say, it's not open yet. Any questions on Bollinger while we're on that?
Just don't go to Bollinger just yet. Like, we're on the board and we can't go there
Right.
yet. So we're just asking for your patience, please. Little bit longer, and then we all get to use it when the weather's nice. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this for a gazillion years.
Yeah, I was
I'm a
gonna say,
dinosaur.
how many years? Yeah.
And I'm very excited, but if you could please respect, because we still have people working and it is a safety issue, so please, thank you. Any questions on Bollinger?
Can I go out there?
I know, we could just send the police, yeah. All right, expansion
All right,
project.
yes, update on the expansion project. Just stated in the TAA meeting, we're waiting on a couple of approvals, county forest conservation and state highway, official approval for them. And then, March 25th, we'll be asking, our planning commission for approval on the final site plan, and then convey the easement deeds to the county, and we get that RFP out, contract awarded, and hopefully construction started this fall. Yes, it will be, for sure. So the other thing that the construction start date is dependent on is the Land Water Conservation Fund We received $864,000 in grant funding for that, or will receive it on reimbursement. They have to give us an approved start date for anything that we want to be reimbursed for. So if we go ahead, we award the contract, let's say in July, we're ready to start in August, September, whatever, maybe the contractor can get out there and do some preliminary site work and preliminary grading and such. We just won't be reimbursed for what we're paying for that work through the grant.
Okay.
But considering that there's going to be plenty of money spent on this project, I would be okay with the going ahead and starting some work, so, on that, just to get it rolling. Yeah, so, any contracts on that? I mean, any questions on that? Got contracts on my mind.
Yes, you do.
Woo, lots of contracts.
Well, how long does it take for them to decide, like to get, I mean, what do they need to see before they give us an official start date? Do they want to see all the
Yeah, well, with the.
contract from the, who wins the RFP? Do
No,
they- Okay.
no,
I was
it's all on the federal level.
Okay.
With Land Water Conservation Fund grants, because it's through the National Park Service and Department of the Interior. It has to go through not just like the Maryland Clearinghouse and the other state levels, but it has to go through like a federal tribal review, all kinds of, historic
Okay.
board, reviews. I mean, they triple check every last little thing, every last, tree and blade of grass to make sure that nothing is going to be impacted by the project. So once we've made it through all of that, then they go ahead, because technically they've already approved the project. We just don't
Sure.
have the date,
just
the
need-
start
okay.
date yet. Yeah.
Just didn't know what additional steps or what they
Right.
needed to see before.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I believe we made it through the historic review. I think it's in tribal review right now. So, but I think we're okay on that as well.
Well, at least they're reviewing.
Yes.
It's the government.
That's right.
So at least they're
Everybody,
moving. That's good.
everybody has a stake
Okay.
in reviewing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Then moving on to the Memorial Park splash pad. This is the fun topic, I guess. So I received the preliminary design and the preliminary costs, and I forwarded those to you all. Two options, as you know. The first option was for 1,920 square feet for $569,000. And then the second option is for a 2,600 square foot pad for $614,000. So costs are going up all the time on everything, from a box of macaroni and cheese at the grocery store to big projects like this. Yeah, to splash pad. I placed $500,000 in the capital budget for FY '25. I sent the information to the mayor as well and the city manager and asked for direction. Which option do they want to go with? Do they want to go with any? Are we moving forward on the project? And if so, then how much I should put in to adjust that figure in the capital budget?
Yeah.
So we'll see. The features that you saw in the drawings, of course, can be adjusted or changed out. The difference between option one was the smaller splash pad and option two, the slightly larger one, was one feature they added on. The lotus petal
the
thing on the
large-
end, yeah, the
large
big arch,
spray thing, yeah.
right, that's sprayed down.
Yeah.
If we want to put more in there, then maybe we take that out and add a couple of other things onto it, if we go with option two, the larger one. So, and of course, that might affect the pricing accordingly, depending on the price of the features that,
So you just asked for guidance right now. You didn't say, I really like option.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Yep, I presented both option one, option two designs and the pricing, and I'm waiting to hear back.
Okay. As far as the board's concerned, just to get did you look at the options? What option would you?
Well, I kind of feel that like it doesn't matter what we put in, it's not gonna be big enough. So it's like, I'm kind of leaning towards the biggest that we can afford. So if we have the money to do the big one, do the big one.
Right.
Or, you know, I don't know, does it make sense to put a smaller one in to get something started and then add to it later? I know we talked about that too, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, I think the bigger the better.
right,
Kind of where I was going with
Yeah.
it too, option 2, because
Right.
it's a bigger,
right. I think what's the difference? About 40?
yeah.
Three,
It wasn't huge.
44,
It wasn't
45,000
huge.
difference between the two sizes. Now, keep in mind, though, that pricing, that does not, that's just the features, the splash pad, of course, the recirculating system, all the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Does not include I guess, a retaining wall or a protection wall, if you will, around it. Doesn't include shade structure, you know, tables or whatever for parents or people who just want to sit down there. And if the state is going to require us to put in a shower head on the pump house building or whatever, if you will, a water fountain and an emergency call button. So those are all extra costs that we would incur on that.
But we're gonna have those costs regardless of which one we put in.
Right, regardless of which size we go with.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So do you have the figures on what
What
those
those costs
extras
are?
are?
I don't, for the wall, when I went out to visit Mountain Lake Park in Worcester, Maryland, and saw their splash pad and everything, and saw their smaller, it's like a small metal shed that housed the pump and things, the things that you need to access above ground to test and treat and all that. They just put the shower head on the outside of that, hooked it up to the water, line inside. And then it was a little piece it was like a little shelf with a little water fountain right there, and a little drain. And then the call button was just, it looked like the Staples button. I mean, you just hit that and then that immediately connects to 911 and somebody shows up. So, I don't know exactly what it would cost now. They got theirs put in 2 years ago, and that cost them $12,000 for the shower head, the emergency call button, and the water fountain.
Okay.
So, I am a little concerned about the emergency call button. Are we gonna have kids going over there and, we're gonna play with that?
Right.
And then 911 shows up all the time? What happened, So I don't know if there's gonna have to be some kind of,
are for that, like,
right.
what is that?
If we can, if we're allowed to, yeah, like put like some kind of protector over it where
have to
somebody would have to
actually
open it up and
physically-
then hit it, right? I don't know.
It's still gonna be an issue.
Yes, I don't know.
Can you ask them if that's been a problem?
It hasn't been. It
hasn't.
It's a smaller town, it's smaller than here,
Okay.
yeah, so,
I mean, I would say, like, if you put the protective thing over, it's not gonna get hit accidentally that way.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, like, if somebody was tossing a ball and it hit it, and, it set it off. But
Right.
like, obviously without it, that could happen. It's gonna have to be done intentional.
right.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have cameras
Intentional.
pointed
Yeah.
onto the splash pad, yeah, for sure,
Anything like that, that's just a deterrent, I guess. Like,
right.
the cameras are a deterrent, having it covered. Hopefully people
Yeah,
leave
just
it
like the
alone.
fire alarms
Yeah,
in buildings
right,
where you have to open the
yes.
door
Yeah.
To
pull
pull the
the
lever,
lever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean, it doesn't stop the kids from pulling it at school every once in a while. but-
right, right,
There's always one.
yeah, yeah.
There's always one in a bunch. Okay.
Yeah, so, but as far as like the wall, I mean, it doesn't have to be very tall. Mountain Lake Parks was just, from the ground, maybe like this, so 2 feet maybe, just enough to keep vehicles from running into the splash pad, and also theirs was probably about a foot wide, so it was kind of a ledge for people to sit on as well if they wanted
Oh,
to.
that's
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
So I do like that, but I guess it all depends on the material. Theirs was of stone. I mean, it was very nice. I know, yeah. So I don't know what we would, if we just did ours of concrete, maybe, paint it or something. I don't know, but we'll see what we can do.
With her
if
painted
we get to the
rocks.
point. That's right.
gosh.
I'll do a mural.
So you just get sections of Jersey wall.
That's right. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. That's right. We're gonna probably be doing that out at Bollinger to make sure that chain stays up across until we open Bollinger. Put a couple of Jersey walls out there. Oh, so that's where we are on that. Waiting to get word back for which direction to go in, or indeed whether we're moving forward on it or not. So.
So what would the, I guess, projected opening for that be, like next summer?
Oh, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't have to bid it out because the company that I've been working with, and I'd already researched this, is part of Omnia and Sourcewell, which they contract through this organization so that we can then go in and piggyback off of that, basically. So kind of like sole source procurement where, the bidding process technically has already been done for us. So we can just go in, select, the terms of the contracts are already hashed out. So if we can do that, I mean, budget goes into effect July 1st. I mean, this is best case scenario. July 1st, get the contract on the agenda for the July meeting for approval, and then depending on when the contractor could get the installer lined up, August, for construction. So it wouldn't be obviously finished and available for use this year,
That's
but,
what, if
yeah.
you can't start till July, it's gonna,
right,
it'll be the fall.
not gonna
And
Yes.
then it'll be cold.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that's why I was saying, like,
Yeah.
if it was feasible for next summer
right.
to be open.
Just put a big bow on it. say
Definitely.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
Taneytown.
Merry Christmas.
Here's your Christmas gift. Right done. We'll see it in summer.
That's right,
You
get,
can put lights
get
on the
prepared.
features, Christmas
Yes, we
lights.
can.
You can decorate it.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. And if it makes sense, honestly, to just wait until next spring, or, but I don't know. I'll leave that up to the contractor because if we're gonna move forward with this and give them then I would just say, time it so that it is ready to go by Memorial Day for our people to use.
Yeah.
So however they'd want to
They're gonna
schedule
be
it.
limited, over the winter with
Right.
cold and everything.
Yes.
Just the
Sure.
same
Frozen
stuff.
ground.
Just like anything
yeah,
we're
what you
dealing
can
with
do.
now.
Right.
Mhm.
But if they have
Get
that,
the concrete laid before then, and then
Right.
that leaves them all winter to do any of the piping.
Yeah,
yeah, like, right, like you obviously aren't gonna be able to use it, but if they could work on it when they can, and like I said, have it ready by Memorial Day.
right. Yeah, whatever they could do, I'd hate, I'm just thinking of this wet spring and all the delays it's caused us in what we're doing. I'd hate for that to happen, next spring.
Oh, and you just
then-
don't know, right? We don't know what winter's gonna be
Who
like
knows,
next year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Right,
And maybe we can use it for Wine Fest next year.
there we go. Yeah.
Put my chair right in there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
That's funny.
Yes. So we'll see if we get the directive to move forward with the project, and then depending on which option we go with, we can then tweak the design, with features or what have you. And then I would definitely like to get it out to the public, that design. This is what we're gonna be going with. What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
Is it going out saying this is what
is
we're
it?
going with? Or is it going out saying, what do you
I mean,
think,
you're
and we
still
want
gonna get,
feedback?
right.
Because that's two different, like, animals.
Right, yeah. Sykesville didn't put anything out as far as, hey, this is the design. They just said, we've got grant money, we're doing
I
one.
mean, we should
And then
just
later on,
just be
it's
excited
open.
that we're getting
Right,
done,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
say
just
this
think-
is the final design of
Right.
our slash,
yeah,
I think letting people know what the final design is.
yeah.
yeah.
Just say, hey,
here's.
this is what we can, this is the best we could
Yeah.
come up with. with the
Right.
money
With
we
the
have.
money that we have,
Yes.
right.
Right,
Love
It's
it,
gonna open
Yeah.
whenever.
right.
yeah.
Coming
Love it or don't.
2025.
I mean, and I'm sorry to, we have a certain amount of money, And
Yes,
for all I know, it could even be pushed depending on,
right.
Things that come up.
Well, exactly.
happens as far as, the budget's concerned,
Well,
so.
and we just heard about the huge demand for athletic fields. So, I
Right.
mean, it's a matter of weighing those priorities. I mean, I know we're putting in the expansion park with a part with the 4, multipurpose fields, and gonna squeeze some baseball fields in somewhere. But that's kind of, we'll be just barely there, and we'll need more fields.
Yeah,
Not that we can put them in Memorial Park where this proposed splash pad would go, but
But it's
still,
just
but the
fund
funding,
replacement,
right, of course.
yes.
We only have
Yeah.
so much, so
Right.
I guess we'll wait
Yeah.
on guidance from that and kind of go
Yes.
from there, but,
Yeah.
I don't think we're, and that's with anything that we do, of course.
Yes.
With anything that we do in life anyway.
Right.
Not everybody's going to be happy or satisfied, but
Right.
we're at least providing
Yes.
something else
And
for.
knowing that this was, a water amenity, whether it was a pool or splash pad, was the number one
It's something.
requested
Yes.
amenity from the 2 park surveys that we put out.
I
so
agree.
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
I think Taneytown will embrace, just to have that feature, so.
The whole
we'll
thing
wait.
the whole thing is, we're considering satisfying a perceived need.
Exactly, which was the reason for putting the park surveys out. Let's get your feedback. What would you like to see? What do we need to
Exactly.
do?
In what
you
direction
know?
we need to go.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
correct.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. I agree.
Alrighty, so that's it on the splash pad. Update on general park improvements. We have actually been able to get some small jobs done here and there in the breaks in the weather. We've got concrete floors now on pavilions 4 and 5 at Memorial Park. Bleacher pads for baseball at Memorial Park have been poured for what they can access without tearing up part of the park to get over to Field 3, so that could be done later. But, we're trying to get done what we can here and there. So once things dry out a little bit, we're going to be focusing on Flickinger. We've got to get in there and touch up that grading, bring some filtered in, seed that, and then repave those pathways. So that'll be done. And then the Roth Avenue Park pathways. Right now, most of our pathways in our parks are asphalt. Right now at Roth Avenue, there is the asphalt pathway that goes into the little park. Then there's an asphalt pathway that serves as a sidewalk. It goes along the road. I don't know why an asphalt sidewalk was put in. So, and it's in terrible shape anyway. So we'd already budgeted to take that out and put that in as concrete, as a real sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then the contractor said if he was doing that as concrete, it would actually just be cheaper just to go ahead and continue the concrete into the park instead of coming back in and putting asphalt in for just that small stretch. So Roth Avenue pathways will look very nice. We'll have a concrete sidewalk and a concrete pathway to the
That's
park.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nice. The fountain at Roberts Mill Park has been cleaned. It really gets mucked up because it goes down somewhat, deeper into the water to get enough water up to project up in the air. And so we're budgeting now every year to get that cleaned, that service call from Lake Source.
Is it caged off?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
I just wasn't sure, like,
Yeah,
how much
it's
protection it
caged
had.
off and then it's got filters and then stuff just gets sucked into.
Right.
When they came out, there was fishing line, leaves, of course, but a plastic bag, grocery bag, of course, and that kind of stuff. And that I can see, blowing down from Food Lion across the fields at Roberts Mill and into the pond. That happens sometimes, but,
Because you hate to see anything happen to the fountain.
right, yeah.
Stuff constantly.
Yes. Yeah, the lights were checked, we got the timer situated, especially with the switch, daylight savings time and all of that. So I think we're good. Stated in the TAA meeting, we're still waiting on the State Board of Public Works to approve the program open space grant funding, so we can get that lighting in over at the softball fields at THS, and also our tot lot playground replacement at Memorial Park. So I'd really like to get that done before everybody starts using them in the summer, you know.
Yeah. That'd be great.
But, you know, we can only do what we can do. Hopefully that project would only take a couple of weeks, weather depending. Our guys are gonna go in and demo and take the old
Oh,
tot
wow.
lot equipment down, take the mulch out and everything, so that the company can just come in and do what they need to do. Yeah,
Well, they're awesome, aren't they?
yes, they are awesome. So that's all I have on that.
Okay. Any questions for Lorena so far? Next, events.
Hey, yes, events. First up is our Easter egg hunt, next Saturday already, the 23rd. I'm gonna hope that the weather's good. We're probably gonna get rain. I've seen different weather forecasts.
Rain or
Some say rain, and then some say absolutely beautiful 60 degrees sunny and dry. I
picked that one.
I know, I picked that one too. Ugh. So I sent an email out. Thank you, Bill, Kelly, for volunteering to help out, and thank you for being the Easter Bunny again. So we'll see if I can get a couple more people signed up to hide those eggs.
I think
don't
I can
know.
drag my husband.
Can Don come and hide some eggs?
I think I
All
can
right.
get him out there.
I'm gonna drag my
Do
husband in
very
too.
best.
Yeah,
I'll tell him Tony's gonna be there. so
that's
he'll
right,
be
there we go.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry, how about you?
What time
It's
is this?
baseball, I know. It starts at 1, so we need to start hiding eggs at like 12, I think. Yeah,
You said 4,000 eggs?
4,000.
Maybe we should start at 11:30.
Okay, yeah, maybe,
That's a lot
Right.
of eggs.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and like with the candy cane hunt,
Yeah.
do we want to stay away from the big playground with the
Yeah,
eggs?
we probably have to. I think we need to just keep it on the one side maybe to keep
I don't
the
know.
kids. Well,
I mean, we can,
But I thought,
Did we
yeah.
have it?
We
roped
had
off?
it roped off,
We had it roped
yeah,
off,
we
I
had it
think.
roped off.
they were still going in there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, you know, I think, well, last year I just put the stakes in that just said, you know, reserved for, you know, a 5 and under egg hunt or what have you.
What about the guys getting the spray paint that we used to mark for
Right.
the things? What if we just kind of mark out different areas?
Well, we could, but again, I mean, spray painting though isn't gonna keep the kids from running in there.
No,
Yeah.
that's not, yeah, I just meant in addition to,
But-
because weren't we trying to figure out how to separate the areas for
Right.
the ages too, so
Yes.
they know that it's in
Yes.
this area
Right.
only?
Yeah. And I do think that the sign stakes worked well for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just need something.
I'm wondering though if we need to have people kind of stationed at each area, like, you know, hey, put those eggs down. You know, hunt hasn't started yet, or
Stay,
what, you know?
right.
Right,
Yeah, make them all stay on the big
Right.
playground and
I don't
utilize
know.
everything else.
right, yeah.
Here's a thought. For what it's worth. If you're having different areas for the different age groups,
Mm-hmm.
let them all go at once at their area.
No, that's not the problem. I'm talking about, Before.
Before we even start.
like, we barely put an egg down and there are already kids scoping it out and picking it up, you know?
How about this?
Yeah.
You do the registration for it in the tennis court and you keep them all in there until you're ready to start.
Oh my gosh. Keep them caged up?
Come in there to check in. and you
Well-
have to stay in there until it starts.
But we didn't do registration at all, did we?
No, we
No.
just asked everybody to come up and get the free raffle ticket for the Easter basket.
Throw them on
and
the
the
one side of
cookies
the
and juice.
gazebo
Yeah,
until it's time and not have them hang out.
Yeah, like if you do the sign up away from it or.
yeah,
And then just tell them they have to stay.
right. That's true.
Everybody's
Over
going
there.
over.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We can still have the table and situated at the gazebo, because you need to plug in for electric there for the
Yeah.
microphone, and just say, you know, as you're coming up, please get your free raffle ticket. Please stay in this
Over to
area.
the side.
You could
Yes,
put up,
we
like,
go on
and you
that.
could put up a big, like, caution tape or something that says
Yeah.
everybody's gotta stay on this side of
Right.
it or whatever, you know.
Right.
Just keep them away, just
Yeah.
away from it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's it, and trying to make it fair to everybody.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be the bad guy.
Right, yeah.
I mean, sorry, your
Yeah.
kids, you just
And
can't.
we're
run
doing the
with it.
smaller group and then the
So,
next,
right.
because with parents that
Yeah,
have
exactly.
different age
Kids.
Yes.
children.
Yeah. We're using for the little ones, the little ones, that the little rock climbing playground near the
Yep.
NEAS, as we've done in previous years. So I don't know. Just gonna have to ask the parents or ask everyone to stay out of the egg hunt areas. Stay out of that area, this area, that area, please.
We can still state
Until
the
that-
areas.
Yes.
And then maybe
Yeah.
make a big orange line behind that. Yeah, the gazebo. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like when our kids were little, we always went over to the one in Middleburg, and that's what they do. They go into the building, and that's where you kind of get signed up, and then like you said, they have different areas set up for the different age groups,
Right.
and they just march them out in a line, and then they all go at the same time. But
Yeah.
but it's yeah, like
I think that's a
but-
job for
That's
the
orderly.
Easter Bunny to do, to get them all lined up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the tennis court idea sounds good, but I don't know that it would be large enough. I mean, we've had a lot of kids, hundreds of kids in past years. So I think what we'll just have to announce, okay, everybody, come up, get your raffle ticket, your cookies and
And
juice, and
move
then
over,
please
yeah.
stay over there.
Because
you
we're
know,
not
if you don't
even
mind, in
starting
that area.
until,
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay back until your group is called.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
And don't come 3 hours early and hang out at the playground.
Right, exactly. Okay, so other events, still receiving registrations from vendors for our community flea market, the Wine, Art, and Music Festival, and even Harvest Fest. So that's awesome. I wish I had better news for the beverage vendors for the Wine Fest. So far, I only have 6. Well, there's still time. I'm gonna be working on them, calling them, begging them, whatever I have to do. Last year, we ended up with 13. So
That's not bad.
there's still room. Yeah, we still need to get some more. Tickets are ready for me to pick up at the printer down at the corner. So they will be sold here at City Hall, also at Taneytown Liquors, and then we'll have the online ticket purchase again through Ticket Leap. So, and we're holding the same prices as we did last year and everything, so we're good on that. We are all full on food vendors for all of our events that we need food
that's
vendors
awesome.
at. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we brought a couple of new vendors on, so very excited to
That's
see them
exciting.
participate.
Good.
Yeah. Yes. Movies in the park, they are actually gonna run again this summer, so that's good. So Taneytown Men of Faith and the Carroll Arts Council are working together, selecting movie titles and the dates. So as soon as I get all that information from them, excuse me, I'm gonna start again. I will get that, get that out there.
You know what I meant to ask you last time? I know during the summertime, don't they do like the lunch program at the school or something where they offer the meals? Do we give them flyers with the dates and the times of the movies? Maybe that's a good
I
place
can, yeah.
to, have that out
That's a
there as
good
an
idea.
option for.
Yes. Yeah, I have them put up Carol Vista, the library puts them up for me,
Right.
but yeah, that's a great idea
I
though.
think they get
them
quite
out
a bit
and-
of
Yes.
people
traffic
traveling
right there.
through, so
Yeah.
maybe that might be something they can grab. Whether it's a flyer or just one, they can put it written, put it written down.
Yes, last year, Taneytown Men of Faith made little postcards that had all the movie dates on them. And put stacks out everywhere, and they were constantly refilling the ones at Taneytown Liquors, so people were in there and picking them up, because they had them right there at the counter, so
Nice.
that was a good
Yeah, good.
publicity
I just like to
method
see more
there.
people take advantage of it.
Yes,
It's a great
definitely. Yeah, and so since Carroll Arts Council funds the cost of the movies, which can be really expensive, and Taneytown Men of Faith provide the screen and the equipment and all of their time and everything, I just feel like I need to contribute something other than just the park space. I know that last year, they had the cow come in, and they offered everybody like a $2 little mini ice cream, or whatever. So Taneytown Men of Faith covered that. So it was a great turnout that night because they're,
Oh, yeah.
the free ice cream. So I'm thinking about maybe checking in with a couple of like our shaved ice vendors to see if they could, offer maybe like give us a discount, steep discount on like the small size of something to get, people down there to get the free.
That would be nice too.
Either that or a popcorn machine.
They have that. Tony Jimenez, yeah, they had the
Okay.
popcorn, free water.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the first movie, there were a lot of people out. I think, the novelty of it. Yay, first summer event, or what have you. But then as the summer went on, kind of, attendance kind of waned. Plus, I mean, people are going on vacations and stuff like that. Plus, if it's hot out, maybe you don't want to sit out there, in the
So it depends
evening.
on
In the
what
evening,
other-
it's nice. Yeah.
The movies are.
This is true. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. So,
Curious to see what they come up for this year.
yeah. Yes, definitely.
Know when they'll distribute the little postcards?
As soon as they have the dates and the.
Because if we got
movie
some,
set.
we could use it at the, for our events to
Yeah.
hand out too.
Well,
Wine
we should,
Fest.
we should definitely have some by then.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
You can put them in the fishing derby.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
We
that's a good
could.
idea, too.
Depends.
Bags, yeah, if
Yeah.
we had them by then.
Right. I
that's
mean,
little kids. Like,
right. Yeah. They've got a month and a half to figure it all out. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and speaking of the fishing derby, we actually have a local company, Berserker Lures.
Okay.
And they manufacture fishing lures. They are helping to sponsor the Derby. Yes. So they
Yay, a
are giving us,
sponsorship.
yeah,
That's awesome.
they are giving us lures to put into the goodie bags to use as prizes as well. And then in exchange, I've offered them a table there so that they can put out, their lures and more information and such. So I think it's a good trade-off. For sure. Yeah.
Nice.
And then they said that they would also contribute towards the cost of the hot dogs and the drinks that we cover for the
Wow.
contestants. Yes.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
So that is awesome.
Yeah, how are we, are we doing the hot dog guy?
No, soccer. Soccer is
Oh,
running the
soccer's
snack
doing it.
shack. So we're
Okay.
doing it that way again. Yes. So everybody's going to get that lunch ticket to head
Oh,
up to the soccer
wonderful.
snack shack.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Finalizing the Yoga in the Park series for the summer. Sean Essed, who is our previous yoga instructor, isn't able to do it. She's just got too full of a schedule. But she recommended Miss Kim Galladay of the dance studio. She's also a certified yoga instructor.
And she said, yay.
And she said yes. So she is working on, she's looking through her calendar. She's going to get me some dates, and then I'll get that flyer together and put that out there. So we are going to have a yoga in the park program. Yes, thanks to Miss Kim. Yes. The tennis clinics are all set. We're running the youth tennis clinics again this year and the adult tennis clinics. We are expanding them a little bit. They used to be 4 sessions. Now we're going with 6. So there seemed to be a lot of interest last year, and the instructor said she can take off on Tuesdays this summer and fall. So she's just stacking it on Tuesdays, yeah. So they'll run from, the youth clinics start July 9th and run until August 13th, I believe. And then the adult clinics start August 20th and run through the end of September. So that's awesome. I think we're all set then, for as far as all those are concerned. And then the rocks, the rock hunt, the rock scavenger hunt. I still have to spray a clear sealer on the rocks. And I've been waiting to do that outside because that's a very strong odor. And obviously it's been raining every weekend, so I haven't been able to do that. But that's okay because I'm not gonna start that until May, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've got to get all the goodies for the prize bags together anyway, and then get those to the library for when the people take the rocks to the library to turn in.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all I have on that
That's a lot.
business, yeah.
Yeah. You have any questions for Lorena with any of that?
I think we've discussed pretty much
We
everything.
have discussed everything. All right, I think we're good with that, so,
Okay. I don't have any additional miscellaneous updates.
okay. So, new business, the memorial tree and bench programs.
Yes. The Memorial Tree Program officially kicked off last week. Carroll County Times ran a little article on it. I don't know if
Saw
anybody
that.
saw that.
Very
It was
impressive.
nice, yeah. We have already had a couple of people sign up for it. One tree's already been planted. That person moved quickly on that. And the cost for anyone listening and interested, $60 for the customized plaque. That's a flat rate. And then the tree cost varies depending on what type of tree and the size that's chosen. So it could range anywhere from $15 for, 2-foot tree to $200 for a 10-foot tree, So it's whatever, whatever the person or people want. They can choose the park location in the park. And we do have final say on that. Obviously, they can't put a tree in the middle of a baseball field or, right on the edge or what have you. But within reason, we let them choose. And we're happy to provide guidance on that too, if they're like, well, I don't know where to put it, what would be a good spot, or what have you. And then, as a reminder, we also, as you know, have the Memorial Bench Program. That is slightly more expensive. It's $1,500 flat rate, and that comes with the 6-foot black steel arched back bench with a customized plaque that gets placed on it, the concrete pad for the bench, and again, they choose the location in the park. So, yeah. And the costs for all of this in either program are tax deductible. They are considered donations, and we provide receipts for that for
Oh,
people.
that's nice.
Yes,
Okay.
for their tax purposes. Yeah. Yep.
And that would be just at Memorial Park, or is there any park?
Any park.
Awesome.
Yep. Any of our currently 5 open parks, soon to be 6 open parks.
That would be great for Bollinger to have,
Yes.
yeah.
Is there like a list of the available
Yes,
trees?
I do have a list of trees and the prices, trees, the sizes, the prices from our 2 local nurseries, Clear Ridge and Schatz Nurseries. So anyone who is inquiring, I give them the lists and they choose whatever they want, and then
That's great.
and we go ahead and take care of it.
Could
for
you
them from
email
there.
me that list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, be happy to. Do you want any information on that bench program?
No.
Still
The
impressive.
trees within the budget.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, the bench
Right.
is a little.
Yeah, even if you go with a 10-foot tree, 260 is still a lot more, yeah.
I would love to put a bench at Bollinger, though,
Yeah.
from the Rec and Parks Advisory.
Oh, yeah, there we go, yeah.
Or
alrighty.
Lorena Rocks, or whatever, I don't know.
So what all gets put on the plaque?
There are 8 lines, 40 characters each. Less if you want to put an image or logo or something like that. Like the one person wanted a cardinal on theirs, for their person.
sweet.
Yes. It's 6 inches wide by 4 inches high, and it's high-grade, thick aluminum with a black background, silver border, and silver engraving. And it comes up with a stake that goes obviously into the ground in front of the tree. We don't adhere the plaque to the tree, obviously. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a great program.
It is, yeah. All right, that's all I have for that. And so now we just have to reschedule our April meeting date. Yes, because you, Kelly, and Bill, and Judy, and I will be at the MRPA conference on April 10th, which is the evening of our normally scheduled meeting. So we can reschedule to the following Wednesday, the 17th, or any night that week of the 15th, or the next week, the 22nd. That works for anybody.
Everybody want to check their
That don't work
schedules?
for
or-
me.
I have no idea when the like baseball games are.
Okay.
Right,
I know Tuesdays are bad because I have that every week,
okay.
but other than that,
And
it's
nothing else
random.
is happening on April 17th here?
No, I checked the city calendar.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we're,
mean, we
we're
could
good.
tentatively schedule for that.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing in the evening. The Main Street Advisory Board meeting, but that's at 9 o'clock in the morning, I believe, so
Okay.
we were good. So do you want to tentatively go with April 17th?
That
That's the
works
following one, yeah, the following
for
Wednesday.
me.
Okay, all right.
Because then we can share what we've learned.
That's right.
All right. All righty.
And when that rolls around, I'll be another year older and deeper in debt. So
That's right. Oh, gosh, well, oh dear.
Oh, my. Reports. Ms. Fuller, do you have anything from council?
I have nothing
to-
new, I don't
new?
think. We've had enough other things, I
Okay.
think, keeping us busy.
But nothing from council to us?
Yeah, but nothing.
Okay. That is good. All right. Board member comments or discussions? Oh, there you go.
I think I said my piece.
You said your piece. All right, Bill said his piece. All right, no public comments. So, all right, so our next meeting date, we're going to tentatively set April 17th, starting at 6:30. Check your calendars just to make sure if we have the vast majority anyway. We'll just kind of go with that.
I should be good.
Okay, wonderful. So we'll stick with that then.
Okay.
And then that is it. You sure? Going once, going twice? Do we have anything to share? All right. Everybody jump in for the Easter egg hunt next Saturday. How crazy.
And pray for good weather.
And pray for good weather. We did, oh, before I adjourn, we don't have a rain date, right? If it rains, are we going for it?
I guess we'll go for it. I mean, if it's torrentially pouring down,
Okay,
then
throw
we
them
will,
from the
then we'll
gazebo.
reschedule it. Yeah,
okay.
right.
But if
Yeah.
we have I mean, we've been through wind, we've been through, yeah. Okay,
I don't
Just
know
making
when we'll
sure.
reschedule it because
yeah.
the 24th, the following day, Sunday, that's Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend is Easter weekend. I mean, I guess we could do it on the 30th,
Yeah,
the day before Easter.
We just wouldn't have the numbers if anybody goes
Right.
out of town.
yeah, probably.
Right.
But I mean, we could still,
Yeah, if we have to.
Okay,
We could
just
push
wanted to
it
make sure, I wasn't
We could
sure.
push it to March 30th if we have to.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but let's just keep our fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
let's just, we're gonna have great weather.
Yes.
It's gonna be sunny and beautiful, and it's
Yes.
gonna go smooth.
I hope so.
Yeah, all right. So with all of that, I
Everybody
will,
keep your fingers, toes, and eyes crossed.
Right.
that's right. So with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, I'll take a second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning until April, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we will see everybody in April. Thank you.
Thank you.